Things are heating up in the Flappy Bird game. We got pipes moving, birds moving. We can control the bird. We need to add some other things to it. We're going to make the background move. The background is going to move slower than the pipes. This will give us the illusion that everything is moving. So we've already loaded the background. We set the initial position. Now before, when we loaded the background, remember we did not change the position? Where's my update background? Update background, update background. Line bird, there it is. So to start with, we're setting it to 0 with the rectangle because we got a rectangle for our background so that we can move it around, like right to left. Okay, so now we have a rectangle to get a hold of that image so we can move it. We set the initial position, the upper left, just like we did initially. Now the background image is actually twice as wide as the Flappy Bird. So that's why it can scroll over to the left, and then it repeats itself by jumping over and scrolling again to the left. So you don't see anything happening. It looks like it's just a continual background moving, like the bird is actually moving someplace. Now we take the, in this case I just picked rectangle.left, I subtract, this equals background speed left minus background speed equals rectangle left. So it's going 3 pixels or whatever I set each time. Now as soon as the background right goes to 0, we reset it back to the right side of the screen. Pretty cool, eh? Update bird, and it pipes hasn't changed. We're updating the pipes. Ooh, here's a good one. We're resetting the pipes. Notice here we're resetting the pipes. Oh, there we are. When the pipe goes off to the left, which means that it's at a negative number, which is over here where I can't quite get my mouse, we reset the pipes. So what happens is the pipe is moving along, moving along, moving along. It gets pushed back over again. And it gets over again. And every time they're at a random interval, which means sometimes they look the same and sometimes they aren't. So they move up and down each time they reach the edge of the PyGame surface game. So how do we do that? Well, we get a random number again, because we always want to randomize where it is. The up and down, this is the Y. We're doing the Y up and down. And then we set the X right off to the edge. So we get a random Y position and we get an X position that's way over here, and it starts over again. When our pipe gets off, when the right side of the pipe goes off the left edge, it gets over here and comes back on again. So you really can't see anything happening. It just looks like many pipes are coming through. We're also updating the background, which I showed that earlier. Let's look at the update background again. Let's find that guy. Update background, moves it to the left. When the right side of the back, just like the pipes, once it goes off, we flip it over and start again. All right, so now we're updating the bird, we're updating the pipes, we're updating the background. If a pipe is in the wrong place, we move it. Now we have to have 2 versions of this background running. So we blit the background right where the background rect is right now. We also blit the background wherever the background rect is to the right, and we set it at 0. So that way we always have a background going this way and always have one coming in from this side. So we're using that same image twice. Then we draw the bird, then we draw the pipes, and we have seamless stuff going on. Ta-da! All right, another version coming up. Maybe we'll have some collisions. Maybe not. Let's see.